2. Put polynomials in standard form by combining like terms. I'm going to do 2 examples in this video, then I'm going to ask you to do 2 on your own to check your work. The goal of this is to get the quadratic to equal 0. It's a good skill that we're going to build upon in Module 3 as well as we start to solve these, but we're going to get whatever it equals, we're going to move that over to the left-hand side so that it can equal 0. So if I'm going to do number 1, I'm going to first look at my A, my B, and my C term and determine what term I need to move or combine with. In this case, there's an A and then the quadratic term. There's no B term in this case. There's no linear term or no coefficient with just a variable. And so technically, both of these terms are C terms, and when I combine them together, I'll just have one C term. So it equals 4. Right now, I need it to equal 0. So in this case, I only have to move one term. So it's a positive 4. I'm going to subtract 4 from the right-hand side to cancel it out. And then I'm going to line it up underneath the other C term that I can interact with. I know that they're like terms, but they're both just constant numbers. So I'm going to minus 4 from the left-hand side as well, but I'm going to line it up directly underneath its like term. So these cancel out. And then I didn't do anything with the 9n squared, so I'll just drop it down. 9n squared, and then negative 3 minus 4 is a negative 7. Equals then 0. And I have it in standard form. Pretty straightforward. The hardest part about this is if there's multiple terms to move, you notice in the next 2 examples. Or just identifying what term it is and then where it needs to go in standard form. Now, please pause the video and try number 3. Notice that I moved a C term before. Notice what kind of term it is that you're moving this time. So go ahead and pause the video and try this one. Alright, at this point you should have tried number 3 on your own. I'm going to talk you through my steps. It was a negative 10k, which is a B term. So I guess I didn't identify my A. This is a C, and then this is a B term. Remember, C is the constant number by itself. B is the linear term with the variable that has power 1. So I had to move the B term over. It was a negative 10k, so I added 10k. And then over here, if you notice, there wasn't a like term to combine it with. So I just put my addition of 10k underneath the other 2 terms. And then I wrote it in standard form for my answer. K squared plus 10k plus 9. I had to put the B term in between the k squared and the 9 to write it in standard form. And I'm done. Now, moving on to the next example. If you notice the difference, hopefully you can notice the difference to jump out at you, that there's 2 terms on the right-hand side that I need to move. Alright? Right now it's 9x squared minus 25 plus 5x equals 10x minus 9. I have an A term, a C term, a B term, another B term, and another C term. So it looks like I have to combine 2 C terms together and 2 B terms together. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to do 2 steps in one, so just stay with me here. The 10x, I'm going to move first, is a positive 10x, so I'm going to minus 10x, cancel it out on the right-hand side, and then I'm going to line that up with its like term on the left-hand side, in this case, underneath the 5x. So it cancels out on the right-hand side, and then I'll do that math in a second. And then I'm going to take the 9, which is a negative 9 because it's being subtracted. I'm going to add 9, and combine it with the C term on the left-hand side, which is negative 25. Add 9 right there. And it helps if you line it up exactly like I'm doing. It just helps keep everything in order. And that 9 cancels out. Now, if I do the math of this, 9x squared I just dropped down because I didn't do anything with it. There's nothing to combine. Negative 25 plus 9, negative 16. And then 5 minus 10, or 5x minus 10x is negative 5x. Right now it does equal 0, but if you notice it's not in standard form. It needs to go the A term, then the B term, then the C term. So I have to flip-flop the B and the C term. So my final answer will look like 9x squared minus 5x minus 16 equals 0. And now it is in standard form. And I'm done. Go ahead and pause the video and try number 7 on your own to test your understanding. I had to move a B term and a C term, and combine it with the other b term and the c term. And in this case, after I did that math, my answer was already in standard form. So you should have gotten 2x squared plus 4x minus 9. If you did not, please check with a neighbor or raise your hand and I'll come take a look. Thank you.